What's up, guys? Welcome to Rebels Capital, aka Key Negativity with Success. And yes, came back with another video where we talk about the stock market, crypto markets, bonds, and what's going on in overall in general. So if you like the video, please click like, subscribe. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's go. So today, as you can see, it's a bit like mixed. It's a mixed tone today. As you can see, the VIX today is up. It's literally up by like 0.83. So the price is on 24. But so far, it seems that the what you call these the stock market futures is looking positive. So it might make a big turnaround today. But pre-market now shows that the S&P 500 is up 0.4%, Dow Jones is up 0.4% as well, and the Nasdaq is up 0.5%. So for now, pre-market, yeah, man, everything is a bit messy. Yeah, man, it's a bit mixed and messy, but it seems like it's gonna end up being open in a positive. Today, the US dollar is down by 0.03%. But yeah, man, that's what's happening for now. If you look at the US stock market in general, just to summarize it, what's actually going on. And then if we look at, okay, let me just explain what's really happening just before we go to other sectors, right? So as you can see here now is that the oil, basically that oil, or let me say the US to the Iran war is at a 56th week. So it remains the basically the dominant driver with oil prices elevated to 110 due to the intensity. And Trump's ongoing deadlines extended is today on the 7th of April 2026. This has fueled inflation fears, energy sectors are going higher, and caution and let's see, risk off sentimentals in equities, basically. That's what's actually going on now, right? And let's see, just trading in general, we're seeing some sort of relief in terms of trading in general. Everything is still going higher, but still that oil spike and the war uncertainty causes the swing. So far the sectors that are going higher today is energy and defensive stock. They outperform, right? And so far the biggest winner today is Solana Therapeutics. It's because of a acquisition by Neuroclin. Another one is the streaming platform Fubo TV. It's also going higher today. That's the biggest winner. And the last one is a company called Franklin Cohen that leads the monthly gains. And the losers today, losers today. Let me just get into that actually later. Let me just go into detail with those ones later. But yeah, man, as you can see here, those are the ones that are going down. The DAX is also down today by 0.08. The Caddy 40 is up by 18 points. FTSE 100 is up 26, 27 and counting. Euro stocks is down by -9. The SMI Sweden is down by 53 points. The Spanish is up by 75. Wix 20 is up by 8. AEX, which is a Amsterdam index, is up by 0.38. Brazilian index is up by 310. Nikkei is down by -500. Topex, the Japanese Topex is down by basically 24 points. The Hang Seng is down by 69 points. The Chinese H shares is up by 50 points. The CSI 300 is down by 23. China A50 is down by 146. Australian 200, S&P 200. That's what it's called. It's basically also down. No, that's up by 138 points. That's dope, man. Another one is Singapore MSCI. It's down by 4 points. Nifty 50 is the Indian index, is up by 108. Bank Nifty is down by 17 points. The FTSE Taiwan is up by 31%. The South African 40 is up by 350. And the last one is the German Tech DAX is up by 28 points. But yeah, man, so far, as well as the small cap companies, those are companies below between 2 billion below, and the medium company that's 2 billion to 5 billion. These are those Microsoft companies like your Russell 2000. That's also down by 18 points. Micro Jones is down by 200 points. The Micro Nasdaq 100 is also down by 149. Micro Hustle 2000, Russell 2000 is down by 18, negative 18. And then we're moving on to commodities, something you can feel, touch, and smell. That is gold. So we're gonna start with gold. Gold is down today by negative 3. Even the gold to the USD, that's up actually. It's up by 5%. Silver is down by negative 0.6. Silver to US dollar is also down by 0.64. Copper is also down by 0.01. Palladium is down that's down 29 points. Palladium is down by 24. Crude oil, as you can see, is still going even higher. It's up by 3.6. So it's now playing from that 110 to 116. Brent oil is up by 1%. Natural gas is up by 0.026 points. Heating oil is up by 0.22. Yeah, man, so we can list a lot. Aluminium is up by 46. Zinc is up by 74. Copper is up by 29, so almost 30. And then we even have more going down. We ended at copper. Nickel is down by negative 66%. US wheat is down by 2%. Rough rice down as well, 0.01. US corn is down by negative 1. US soya is up by 1.25. Soya oil is down by it's up by 0.45. Soya meal is down 1%. US cotton is up by 0.37. US cocoa is down by 75. US coffee is down by 7%. US, not even US, that is London coffee, it's down by negative 62. Sugar is down by 0.2620 actually. Orange juice, it's another one that's been doing good, but now it's down today. Orange juice is down by 2%. Live cattle is down by 1.9. Hawk is up by 0.35. Lumber is down by 12. Oats is down by 4%. So that's commodities, anything you can touch, feel, and taste, if we might say that. But yeah, man. And then we go into the cryptocurrencies. Yet again, these are a lot. They change every single fucking day, actually. In terms of like, there's people who are always coming up with new ones. But yeah, man, we're gonna focus on the top 10 most traded ones we have. Is Bitcoin is down by 1.64. So this has been playing more or less around that 68,000 to 70,000. The inflows are still strong. They're still up by $471 million. And then we have Ethereum. Ethereum is basically down by 2.9%. That's also playing around 2,090 to 2,140. Now it's attempting for recovery attempt, basically. And the other one is Ether. Ether is up by 0.01%. Bitcoin coin down by 1%. XRP, it's down by 3%. USDC is down by 0.01. Solana is down by 4%, so 78. Damn. So it's back. Tron is now -1%. Dogecoin -2. And the last one is Leo. It's up by 0.05. So that's what's happening there in the cryptocurrency. Crypto. Reason for this being down. These are because of the headlines. The headlines of the war, basically. This is keeping it down, right? And then also any de-escalation of the war, it's going to keep it up. Institutions are also providing some inflows, but crypto remains sensitive to the oil and inflation and equity sentiment, basically. So yeah, man. So it's one of those things. The more people spend, the less likely they're gonna spend on other things. That's like cryptocurrencies and etc. So it's basically that surplus of having more money in your account to spend on this. So it's one of those things, man. Would you rather buy bread? Would you rather buy gas or buy more Bitcoin? It's one of those ones. Obviously, you're gonna choose gas. The other market is the bond market. Bond market, you mainly focus on the bond yield. Bond yields, as you can see here on my left, the top 4 most important bonds, right? In the US is the US 30, US 10, US 5, and US 2. So, as you can see here today, starting with the US 2, it's up by 0.21%. So that is currently sitting on 38. No, 3.8 actually. US 5 is sitting on 9.99, 3.99, and that's up 0.30%. US 10 is up by 0.42. Current price is now sitting on 4.3. US 30 is sitting on 4.9. It's up 0.51%. So yeah, man. So these bonds are basically also putting pressure on the US stocks as well. So if these go up, they tend to push down the prices of the indexes, which is like your Dow, the S&P 500, US Tech 100. So no one is safe. Yeah, man. And then if we're looking into the currencies, today the dollar's down, so all the other currencies are up today, like your euro to the dollar. It's up by 0.11%. The pound to the dollar hasn't moved much. The US dollar to the Japan, that's up by 0.09%. USD to the chef, that's up 0.23. USD to the Australian dollar. Yeah, Australian dollar. It's 0.09%. 0.27% up. Euro to the pound, that's up as well. Yeah, man. So that's it today. There's nothing interesting. Yeah, nothing interesting going on today with the currencies. It's just that the ones that are it's basically down because of like the US dollar. The US dollar's down, so the other currencies are going up in comparison to the other. And then moving on along, we're gonna look at, let me just see here, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me just open the economic calendar. Economic calendar is what's happening in the day to day, right? Numbers that are gonna get released. Yeah, numbers that are gonna get released that are affecting the forex market or the. So these are economic calendar. So today there's, let me see here. So it's the consumer credit. Consumer credit, that's it. And oh, by the way, durable goods order. So those are the numbers that are coming out today. So yeah, man. So everyone else is waiting for that. And the other days in the economic calendar that is important this week actually, it's the crude oil, right? The EIA crude oil. The Federal Reserve, Fed, is also releasing earnings today. And then personal income. Personal income is also coming there. And core CPI and the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. That's also gonna push prices. So today, in terms of economic calendar, it's just a geopolitical war between US and Iran overshadowing the data. So it's not important what the data says now anymore. Because of any bad news from that war, it's gonna push down. It's gonna push down the stock market anyway. So yeah, man. So the war has more effect than the actual numbers. So yeah, man, it's not even relevant actually. Even if it does move, it's not gonna make much of a difference. And then the other thing we are looking at today is the earnings report. Earnings report, what every company reports after every 4 months. Are they making money? Are they buying back shares? Is there a merger or an acquisition? So today we have Levi that is reporting earnings. Today, that's the only one. And later this week, we're going to have BlackBerry at WD40. Those are the two that are reporting earnings. And then, yeah, man, that's it this week in terms of earnings report. So far the results are mixed in terms of the earnings reports, demand amongst the war, uncertainty, and there's more deals in terms of healthcare and biotech that has been driving the earnings report. And then yeah, man, that's it on the earnings report part. So that is normally if you like making quick money, earnings report is basically the place to be. If you bet on a stock that's gonna make money today. And then IPOs, companies that are gonna go public. We only have the company called Metals Royalty so far this week. Yeah, man, that's it actually. There's nothing else. Metals Royalty Co. is the only one that is reporting their IPO. Yeah, man, that's it so far. And then if we look on the other website is insider buying. So this is where the management, like your CEO, CFO, COO, VP, yeah, VP, yeah, they buy stocks like with their own money. So that normally is an indicator of like if a stock is gonna go higher or lower. Yeah, man, that's what we also look at in terms of all that. So far, everyone is selling these days in April. It seems like an accounting thing actually. Like a company called Life Science. Life Science, the CEO there, he sold shares, and also Marvel, the computer company. Yeah, man, there's nothing else per se that has been interesting there except for other companies like your Community, Banco, CMTV, Directors, and Alt. They've been selling. Other than that, since yesterday, it's only probably someone bought at Lululemon. Yeah, man, that's it. So far, that's it there in terms of the insider buying and selling. So, on the other front, we have mergers, and acquisitions. And acquisitions is when a big company buys a smaller one because of it's too late to build whatever they have, so they might as well buy them. Yeah, so if you can't beat them, you buy them, basically. So there, what is happening today, we have a company actually. We have a company called Neurocrine Biosciences to acquire Solano Therapeutics for $2.9 billion. So this was the company that is going higher today because of those news. Basically, they're getting bought for $2 billion. So the price of this is currently sitting on 52.25. Look at that shit, bro. This thing went from 30, 29. This thing went from 29 just now, actually, at the end of March, to 52. Could have made a lot of money there. That was a lot of money. It's up by 32%. Yeah, man, it's up a lot. Wow. That's one of the big news in terms of M&A activities. So yeah, man, this was announced actually yesterday, 6th of April. Another one is Mac. Is it Macor and Unilever? Yeah, man, they have a food deal actually. Unilever. Here we go. Yeah, they do. McCormack and Unilever have a deal, basically a food deal between 45 million to 65 billion dollars. Yeah, man, they have a nice deal happening there. Yeah, so up today, this is up with the current price of 56. It's up by 1%. And McCormack, where is that? No, McCormack. My bad. McCormack. Here we go. Here's the company. So yeah, man, Unilever and this one, they have a deal that is going on. Damn, dude, imagine having a deal for 45 billion, between 45 billion to 65 billion. So the current price of this is sitting on 50.8. It's up by 4% because of those news. And the biggest news in terms of acquisitions and stuff is a thing called OpenAI. It's not public as yet, actually. Can't really open it. There's open door. Yeah, man. Open AI funding and entropy. No, that's also not public. Yeah, man. Entropy, they're making basically like a deal as well. They're making a deal. They're just getting more funds, actually, if we might say that. But yeah, man, so far so good in terms of EMA. So the companies that are going public is AI infrastructures, biotech, biotech companies with rare diseases, food consolidation, and private equity takes. So they are still strong, and the deals are still strong. So people are still buying and making deals in terms of companies having cash flows despite the war going on. Yeah, man. So people still have money in their companies despite everything going on right now. Yeah, man. That's about it so far in terms of summarizing everything. Actually, then I'm gonna get into the long thing with the U.S. and the Iran, right? Why that is happening? What is going on? Okay. Yeah, man. Let's go into the Iran. So we're gonna jostle into. Let me summarize what's going on between the U.S. and the Iran war, basically. Let's see. U.S. to Iran. Where is it now? U.S. and Iran. So we're gonna start from the beginning, right? What's actually happening there? Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. The fuck am I doing? Okay, so with the US and Iran war, what's been going on is that um so let me start from the beginning. So it started on the 28th of February 2026. Yeah, if people remember, on the 28th of February 2026, that's when it started, when Trump released that first bomb, right? So this has been going on for more than 40 years, basically. The war between US and Iran has been going on for 40 years straight. The reasoning behind it is because of, it's like one of those things where they inherited their own father's sins, basically. So, with that being said, but there was a large scale between US and Iranian and not Iranian, Israeli military campaign against Iran with heavy Iranian, what you call this, death in the Middle East. So this has caused a lot of conflict, basically. So Israel and Israeli and the US basically have had like a quote unquote friendship, if we might call that, for years going on between them. And Israeli on the 28th had an operation called uh, Epic Fury, right? That was the name of the operation on the 28th of February 2026, if we might start that. And nearly 900 strikes in the first 12 hours struck at Iranian nuclear sites, ballistic missiles, air defenses, military base, uh, naval forces, and top management. Obviously, the supreme leader was killed, and a dozen of officials, including the IRGC commander who was killed in the opening wave. A US missile was accidentally struck at a girls' school next to a Naval SEAL base, killing about 170 civilians, mostly children. So yeah, man, that's the U.S. The U.S. did that on their own. That was like a mistake. Yeah, man, that was a mistake. So man, yeah, man, they killed 170 civilians. With that being said, I don't think anyone is gonna pay for anything, dude. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens if mostly kids get killed in a war. Does someone actually pay? Yeah, man. So yeah, man. So the root causes in these years of making is because of Iran's nuclear program has advanced rapidly, right? Uranium enriched to 70% restricted IAEA inspection, right? So there's a nuclear program that shows them that they have uranium that's surpassing the what you call it the standard inspection. So they saw that the US saw that somehow. We don't know how, but yeah, man, they saw that. And the second thing was that they failed diplomacy. The nuclear talks collapsed in 2025, and Iran rejected US demands, right? So as soon as the US saw that they had a lot of uranium passing the 60% mark, the US made asked for them to have a talk, and then they said no in 2025. So yeah, man. By the way, Iran is one of the countries that does not give a fuck. Does not give a fuck what the US says or what they care. They don't care. This has been happening for years. They don't want Western influence for years now. And then early in the Israeli and the US strikes on Iran's nuclear site in 2025 June, plus Iran supports for proxies like Hasubal attacking Israel and the US forces, right? So they did attack the US base. There was a US base that they attacked right there. And then Iran's internal weakness. So a massive anti-government protest in late 2025 and early 2026 were violently suppressed. President Trump and Iran Prime Minister Netanyahu framed the strike as a necessary to stop nuclear threats, destroy missiles, and weaken Iran's regional proxies. And Trump called Iranians to overthrow the religion. So, how did it get so worse quickly, right? So, what happened there? Why is it still worse than before? It's worse because of they launched thousands of missiles at Israel, right? And the US bases across the region. So basically, Iraq, Syria, and the Gulf states and all bases, they closed and blocked the Strait of hosts and began attacking tankers and immediately global crisis and oil spikes. And then proxies like Asibul escalated attacks on Israel and shipping. So the relationship between US and Israel responded with the continued heavy airstrikes on Iran cities, airports, bridges, plants, and militia targets. Civilian areas were hit. Uh, Iran's shot down US crafts, leadership vacuum in Iran, like the Sun was quickly named the new supreme leader, right? And the war now fronts in Lebanon, attacks on Gulf states, and actions in the Red Sea. So by early 2026, between the fifth and the sixth week in, the conflict has killed thousands, estimated around 2,000 to 7,000, right? In Iran alone, plus 100,000 in Israel, Lebanon, and the Gulf states. That is like your Dubai and etc. So yeah, man. So if we fast forward to today, right? Whew, this war is not gonna end anytime soon. Just to summarize that shit, it's not ending soon. Yeah, man. It's not gonna end anytime soon. So everyone thought this would be done by June. It doesn't look like that. Yeah. It doesn't look like that. It's still active in the second month. Basically, immediate focus has shifted to diplomacy and escalation of over the oil basically. And Iran refuses to fully reopen the oil road, right? Which is the Stroud, until the US and Iran agree to a permanent end to all strikes, right? Uh, President Trump has issued an ultimatum. Israel must open the Strait by 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the 7th of April 2026, which is today, or face a new strike on power plants, bridges, and oil facilities, including the island and the infrastructures. And he has used strong language like living in hell, bomb back to the stage age. Yeah, that guy did actually curse at them a lot. Uh, it's here. He actually did say that here on his Twitter account, actually. J Trump. Let's see. Oh, fuck. What was I gonna do? Okay, but it's fine. I was just trying to show you that part. So, but the entire country could be taken out in one night, and some legal experts have called these threats potential war crimes if it carried out against a civilian infrastructure. But yeah, man, he's been cussing at them for a while now, actually. But yeah, and then so the latest developments is that Iran has rejected the US ceasefire proposal as a not good enough and continued limited attacks on shipping. The US forces conducted strict risky special op rescues on down American airmen inside Iran. Both sides continued limited airstrikes, hitting Iran's air bases, and Iran is launching a missile barricades. So mediators are like your Pakistan, um, Egypt, and Turkey. They are pushing for a positive 45-day temporary ceasefire that could lead to a permanent deal. No ground invasion has occurred. Humanitarian toll is heavy. Tehran and other cities have been partially evacuated. Lebanon has over 1 million displaced. So that's what's happening there. So the US and Israel say their core goals is destroying Iran's nuclear slash missile program and weakening proxies and are nearing completion, but Iran is using the Strout blockage as an advantage to force a full end to the war on its terms. Trump's deadline expires today, and markets are watching closely for any breakthrough and escalation. So the situation is moving fast and liquid. Diplomatic talks are happening behind the scene as the military continues. So nothing has been happening there so far. It's been the same old, same old, same old. So yeah, man, Trump is basically saying if you don't come up with a solution, we're gonna attack you. And yeah, man, that's about it so far with today's politics and stock market in general. Yeah, man,